Hello, guys. Welcome to another edition of A&W podcast. I'm your host, Mr. A.D.E, Mr. Africans Do Everything.
And I'm Wale, Mr. Walls. Hello, guys. How are you today?
Yes. So today's topic, we're looking into Black History Month, as you said.
Yes.
What topics do we have to go into with Black History Month?
We are in the month of February, and all over the social media, we're celebrating Black History Month. So, on that note, I'd like to say Happy Black History Month to everyone. And let's keep it proud, let's keep it unified, and let's keep it positive.
Oh, wait. Black History Month, is it not supposed to be in October?
Well, to be honest with you, I that's partly why we're sort of touching on this topic today, because I don't personally understand why our history should only be spoken about or celebrated at a specific time of the year. I think it's something that we should celebrate day in, day out within our community anyway. So yes, you're right. I've been made aware that normally it's in October, but as we're in February now, I guess I would never complain to have an extra month to celebrate our history and our accomplishments and achievements.
Okay, well, coming from the background that I grew up, we really didn't celebrate Black History Month as we were growing older because growing up in Nigeria, everyone is black. And once you see them, they're history. you know? But we didn't really celebrate anything like that until I come to this country.
Yep.
That's when I realized they have days for being black. And to me, to what I see in that, I don't really see the purpose of that because I see us to be celebrated as every day.
Yeah.
You understand? Not just one day or 1 month to be proud and black. I'm proud to be black every single day. You understand? And I don't understand why we as black get to have a month when the rest of the culture don't have their month. Do we have White History Month?
Just to be honest with you,
That's not a question.
I
Do
don't.
we have White History Month?
I wouldn't be able to speak on behalf of any other
Do we have
ethnicity.
Chinese History Month?
Well, we do have Chinese New Year.
Uh-uh.
Yes, we do.
That's New Year.
That's something that they celebrate.
But okay, do we have Indian History Month?
I wouldn't know. I'm gonna probably have to look into that.
Exactly. So I don't know the thing behind it. Is it to celebrate? I think, from my point of view, I think the reason why they're giving us Black History Month is to try and let us know that we are appreciated in the culture, but I don't think we deserve to have Black History Month.
Okay, well, to just touch a bit more on that, yes, it's all good to have Black History Month, as they say, but there's more serious issues and serious matters that we need to sort of touch on when it comes to this whole Black history.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when we talk about things like the Windrush scandal, that is something that definitely is a sensitive subject to a whole lot of people. And just in case a lot of people don't really know the history behind that, I will touch on it based on my understanding and the research that I've done. To my knowledge, I think it was in the 50s when, probably late 40s, early 50s, after the Second World War, the England and the Queen invited people from the Caribbean to come into the UK or into England, Great Britain, to help build back the economy. And part of the invitation is, once you come in, you're allowed to stay. So a lot of people took this opportunity to come into the UK then, including my parents, because my parents came here in the late 60s, early 70s when all of this was still happening. So yes, it's good to say we're celebrating Black History Month, but are we actually addressing the issue of mass sending people back home? Like, because as far as I'm aware, we're in 2021 and people are still being sent back home. Part of the generation of the Windrush, which means children that's been born by parents that came during that time. And a lot of these children didn't have any sort of like immigration status in terms of having to get British passport or being entitled to stay and whatnot, because according to their understanding, when they were invited by the Queen, this was something that was not spoken about. So yes, we're celebrating Black History Month, but at the same time, we as a community need to start going to the government, going against the not going against, but going at the government to sort of tackle the issue of this issue with Windrush generation being sent back home. And I feel like it applies to Africans as well, but I'm only touching on that specific subject because if we're being honest, this is part of the history of black that we need to celebrate. Without the Caribbean coming in during that time, a lot of us wouldn't be here today. So yes, we have to give them their roses, as they call it, because they did open doors. But at this point in time, it's now it's now affecting their children and their children's children, which I feel is not fair. And at the same time, if we're talking about Black history, we need to also speak about the schools. A lot of the schools that our children are going to, when they look into for example, in the library, I'm speaking from my own personal experience. My son's school, when I went to visit, there was nobody of his liking or looking like him in the library. Nothing about African history, nothing about Caribbean history, but yet you want us to feel all inclusive. So I feel like, yes, we as a community, we definitely need to go at the government to tackle some of these issues that we're facing. Like, for example, high unemployment rate within our community, high unfair payments within our community. And by that I mean someone that looks like me and you would get a job but yet be paid less than someone that looks different to them that's doing exactly the same job. So these are things that are still happening and it's been happening. And yes, we can celebrate or we can get excited about them giving us a month or two to celebrate our history. But we as a community, we definitely need to do more. And also on the whole history of blackness, yeah, I want to ask this question. How many of us currently, yeah, that our parents can speak their language, we can speak it, but a lot of us, how many of our children can actually speak this? This is part of the whole history that we're talking about. So if we're so quick to put aside our culture, our history, our names, our African names with meaning, our Caribbean names with meaning, why are we surprised that everyone else doesn't value us? So we need to value ourselves within our community, and also we don't need to celebrate Black History Month on a month or 2 month basis. It has to be celebrated every day. Every day, you know?
I hear what you have to say. That's the whole point why Black History Month is created, so that you forget where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
The reason behind it is because you categorize everybody into one color,
Yeah.
when they're supposed to be different culture. Mm-hmm. Africans have their histories.
Yes.
Caribbeans have their history. How they came from Africa to go to Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people might not want to accept that, but everyone that came from slavery back then came from Africa.
Yep.
You understand? You step to another land, you change your tone, you change the way you communicate so that the people oppressor don't understand you. That's why we have these different tones and everything. You understand? I don't normally do Black History Month as people per se say back in the days. Oh, it's Black History Month, so we must be black. Me, since I have come to this country, I've realized I'm an African man. I'm a Nigerian man. I know where my background is from. I've never denied that. Even my classmates, everybody that knows me through my culture knows that I always stand for Africans. Even when I go out, I wear African attire so that people will notice that This guy is not a London boy. This boy is not a Jammu boy. He's a Nigerian boy. So, and sometimes I do speak with my friends with the mother tongue.
Yeah.
But because of our surroundings sometimes, we have to switch it to other culture. Me growing around Brixton now, a lot of people when they see me they think I'm Jamaican. And they don't understand because of the environment that I've been put in, and I have to adapt to it and study how people communicate with each other. If I see my Nigerian brothers now, I say, "Hey, my brother, wait till the apple, how far?" He won't understand where I'm coming from. But if I say the same thing to a Jamaican, he'll be like, "Sorry, I don't get you." You understand? So I think because they put us all in one category as black, I don't celebrate that as much because everybody have different history. When I think of black history, I think of people like Martin Luther King. I think of people like the old people that fought in America because that's what they taught me in school.
Well, with my own experience, Dr. Sabi,
Yeah.
that's a good African historian, leader, pioneer. We need to speak more about people that actually have impact on our lives. And on this topic, yes, we will not be name dropping, but as part of celebrating the whole history and doing it on a day-to-day basis, yes, I will be doing more research to find out each and every sector of, like, for example, African,
Yeah.
Caribbean, Brazil. These are places where we are all over the world. So we have history all over the world. Like for example, the historic Australian indigenous people, they're black as well. So these are people that have history, but because we are sort of isolated to believe that our history only exists after slavery, yeah, we need to change that as well because we have history way before then.
Before that.
You know,
That's why all the noses on the statue is being chopped off because they don't want to see. Like you say, we gotta be real, bro. That's the history that they don't want to let you see.
Yeah,
that's the history.
Go to Egypt. There are things there that you would be able to see the dates to show you that this is way before slavery.
Drawings. Drawings that you see that be like,
We're speaking about the Moors. These are people that were around many, many, many centuries ago. So we do need to do more research and identify ourselves more so we don't have outsiders telling us what our history should be.
You understand? And that's why that whole Black History Month is from there, because that's the history they want you to know.
Yes, they wanna teach us the narrative, but we shouldn't accept that because like for example now, there are many black children that are out there that don't have the right tools or the right guidance in place to make them understand and appreciate where they're coming from, to be able to know where they're going. And that's why we see a lot of confusion online now where people don't seem to be able to identify with who they are. And what this results in is self-hatred.
Yep.
And a lot of people might not understand what that is, but it's something that a lot of us do without even realizing it.
It's programming.
Like, I'll give an example. Why are we as black to black person quick to want to get physical when there's someone that looks like us, but when it's someone that looks less like us, we tend to be a bit more logical.
Fearful.
So these are things that boils down to the whole self-hatred thing. How can you hate someone that looks just like you in the mirror? And this works in the street life, in the school environment, in a professional environment, in a working environment. Imagine a black person saying to another black person, "Oh, I'm black, but I'm not black black." What does that mean?
That's why they need to take the black off, because then you'll be
Yeah.
able to know I'm an African man, I'm a
Yeah.
Nigerian man, I'm from Zimbabwe, I'm from Togo, I'm from
Yeah,
this.
I'm a
I'm a
melanated
Caribbean.
I'm a melanated person.
You know?
You know, these are things that it can be confusing to someone that don't seem to have the right guidance in place. So
Like
yeah.
also you were saying with schools. I remember in schools when I first landed here, they were telling me that people in Africa don't speak English. And not knowing that English is what they teach us in school, that even if we speak our own language, they will charge us money or beat us.
And that's back home. So
That's back home.
The problem we're saying, it's not even just UK based. This is worldwide. So we need to love ourselves more, and we need to do more research about our history, so that we can know where we're coming from, to know our worth, because that's the only way we can pass on to the next generation.
to come.
You know?
You know. I think that's a good topic.
Definitely, we've not finished on it. We'll definitely be going into a few more things in regards to this whole black history, or being proud of being black.
Yeah.
And if you guys notice, our last episode is mainly touching on unity within our community. So this is kind of like leading off it.
Yep.
You know, so our next topic will definitely be touching more on this. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed it.
Love your color.
Be proud of who you are.
Yes, so
And just so you know, guys, please support our business.
support our YouTube page. And subscribe and
Like, share.
and share.
And thank you for you guys that have been watching.
Yeah.
We really, really appreciate it. We're seeing the views.
Yes.
We're seeing the comments.
We're seeing the watches.
Yes, and only way is up. So on that topic and on that note, take care, guys.
Peace.
Peace out.